You and your beloved soulmate are back in touch, truly reconnecting, and you thoughtfully ask yourself, will it be just like it was before or something new and wonderful? Will I maybe be kept a secret? Or is it an issue that actually involves other family members, perhaps even extended family members as well? Maybe there was trouble, there were problems. The person, no matter who in their circle or what it was, didn't want you around. You were like a disruptive factor. That was what stood between you. Or maybe it's still standing between you right now. So you ask yourself, will anything change here? Is there going to be a shift? Or will I be kept a secret again, maybe? What's really going on here? And that's what we're going to look into now. We're tapping into the energy of the present moment, the most prominent energy that wants to reveal itself for the collective. And as you know, collective readings, the person cards are gender neutral, and a collective reading can't apply to everyone. But you do such a fantastic, wonderful job of always adapting it for yourself. And as I said, it can't apply to everyone. So even if someone lives far away, or there's no contact at all, or there is contact, it's all perfectly okay. You adapt it for yourself and simply leave out that part. Everything is completely fine. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart that you exist. Thank you for your loyalty here on my channel. Thank you for your presence, thank you for your togetherness, and thank you for what you give me from yourselves every single day. Even if you don't comment, you are here and you are wonderful. Thank you for that. And now I would say, let's take a look. And let's get started, I would say. Exactly. Now I just lost my train of thought for a moment. Yes. Let's take a look now. What's really going on? We're tapping into the energy of the present moment, the most prominent energy. And, no matter when you watch this video, it wants to reach you in this very moment, whether it has a small message for you or even a really big one, depending on the case. Okay? So let's go. All right, then let's take a look. You can always write questions for the collective at any time, but it's always important. When you write, will his situation end? And which situation? The energies want a clear, specific question, right? So the general topic of what it's about, for example, will he continue to let himself be influenced by others? Or will he dare to stand by me in public? So just as an example, something like that. So as I said, ask your question clearly and directly, right? That's what the cards want. That's what the energies want. Because the clearer the question, the clearer the answer and the clarity we get in the reading, right? So let's take a look then. And by the way, I haven't listed all the cards. And in that category, since I use so many different card decks, not all of them are listed. And even if it says tarot, it could also be Lenormand. I always use the name that's given on the card deck. And regarding this deck, I've already written in the comments twice what it is. It should be Vintage Lenormand, the Vintage Tarot, one of those two. In any case, it said something like Old-Fashioned Tarot or something like that. That's the name. All right. And now let's tap into the energy of the present moment. Let's see if there will be a change concerning you or if everything will go back to the way it was before, the connection with you. As I said, whether you're in contact right now or not, the question is, if you reconnect, if you come back together in this relationship, will things stay the same as before? Or will there be a change? Let's take a look. Oops, I'm stuck. Now, all right, we have the fox. Okay. So with the fox, this means there's some kind of, some kind of lie, something involving deception, a disguise, some kind of deception is still at play here. So that's the issue that may have been between the two of you. Hey, and there's something here in secret. Something has been kept secret the whole time, which, as I said, may have always stood between you two. But there's also something, this deception, this disguise, to call it that. But also there's something inside your person's heart where they act cleverly, respond cleverly, and don't just jump in right away, but act smart, The fox is clever, after all. And let's take another look. Perfect. Okay. The mice. I find the mice here absolutely fantastic. And he's also worried about that. So the issue when it comes to the connection with you, the contact with you, what happened, that's what's really getting to him. And he or she knows that action is needed here. As I said, if you two get back in touch, if things slowly start to build up again between you, he or she will feel the need to take action. He would sense that action is needed regarding the situation between the two of you. That means in this case, what we had here wasn't, yes, that there was some kind of deception, always a disguise, right? Yes, something was always being kept secret, this kind of secrecy. Because, as I said, it's eating him up inside as well, this gnawing feeling. But what also occupies his mind is that, yes, what keeps happening with this deception is that he distances himself from the others. There's something here that also concerns you, that he somehow feels unloved by you. But I don't want to drag you into this now, that he feels unloved by you. Something is weighing on him in this energy regarding this look of betrayal, this sneaky, underhanded thing, maybe whatever it was between the two of you. Maybe that's what he was fighting for, right? Maybe he also kept needing reassurance. Here it's about the confirmation. This need for external validation, because he or she is insecure, the insecurity. And so what happened, what stood between you, or where there was always this secret that's now being lessened, diminished, right? This reduction is also being shown here. So from that perspective, things are already looking much better in terms of this lessening. And because for him or her, it was a tormenting feeling back then, right? But there is definitely a need for action here. And he or she knows that. And then let's take a closer look at what else is showing up here, right? I'd say. Wow, your connection, your relationship, absolutely, without a doubt. Your connection, you and your counterpart, you and the other person, right? You too, it's about you. So a very clear message, it's about both of you. He's preoccupied with the connection with you, and you are preoccupied with the connection with you. You two belong together. It's about you. And here it's about stepping into change. You both know you belong together. And here again, I see the connection between the two of you. So, and on top of that, we have the key. Again, it's wonderful because now is the time to open up, the right moment. So as I said, now is the time for contact, for you to reconnect, even if it's just on a friendship basis. It doesn't matter how things appear on the outside right now. These are background activities, what's going on inside your loved one's heart, things you don't know about on the outside, and maybe can't even feel. It's this disguise that keeps being shown again and again. Something different is being presented outwardly, but there's something active going on in the background. And your loved one will also open up more, and a change is unfolding here because he knows that there is something wonderful with you. And he or she knows that for sure. Because here, a change is definitely coming, absolutely for sure. And here it's also about what activity is happening, a problem-solving process, because your loved one, your desired partner, is also motivated to do so. And it's also about how we seize an opportunity. Something about an opportunity is also being shown here. In any case, there is confidence present here. So he is opening up here, he will open up as well. Either he opens up to you, or he also opens up to others. But here, as I said, it's something that could affect you, plus other people, maybe the environment, or just you, or just the environment. But he will definitely open up, right? He wants to clear something up. Something is being clarified here. There is definitely a need for clarification, and he will address it. So let's take a look at what else shows up here. It's already off to a good start. Well, So I can tell you the opportunity will be taken and that will be shown to you again. Your loved one, your counterpart, your sweetheart will definitely seize opportunities here, definitely. To get out of this disappointment, to get out of all of it, he or she wants to change. And when things start up again between you, because a new beginning is also being shown here, there will be a bigger change. So we're not just in this little pond, just kind of muddling around or anything like that. No, this is a big change. A heart opening is being shown. Your loved one will really, where should I put you? There will truly and definitely be a heart opening and a move toward change because it definitely concerns you. Yes, he is still uncertain. There is restlessness, uncertainty. He's also thinking about going through this change with regard to you because he absolutely does not want things to be the way they were in the past anymore. The secret, right? Always this, up to a certain point, and then no further. And he or she doesn't want that anymore because maybe you feel it, or maybe you don't. Or you will feel it. Or not yet. That he is moving more and more toward change, toward opening his heart, his uncertain tides, but I can already sense that the uncertainty is shifting here. The tide is turning toward healing, toward a positive change. The old is being replaced. There is also activity here. He is already thinking about it and preparing himself. He is preparing himself. So as I said, if you are in contact on a friendly basis or only have a little contact from time to time, and then the connection or contact between the two of you starts up again. And then you think, well, yeah, maybe everything is just like before, because you don't hear anything and you also don't want to bring anything up. By the way, I actually think it's very good that you don't bring anything up. Because, well, according to this collective reading, right? Because with someone you truly care about, their mind is really racing because he or she is completely there already working ahead. And chances are he will seize the opportunity to get back into a stable place with you, to reconnect with you. And let me be even clearer. The way love shows up here for me, this stability, this major change, this determination. He wants to make you happy. He wants this stability with you as well. He wants something big. He doesn't want just these little bits anymore, or this not quite one thing, not quite another. You know what I mean? Sometimes here, sometimes there. No, he wants something big. He wants it all. He wants you completely in all aspects of his life. So not just, as I said, a certain area, right? And then Friday, something like that, or Saturday, and then otherwise, no, but really completely. I even see a change at home, a change of location here, So it could also be that he really says, okay, maybe moving in together, that's shown to me quite clearly. So I'd say it's possible. But what I see very clearly here is that he really says, okay, he clears out a drawer for you here, where you can put your clothes, things like that. That's where I see the change happening. Or, yeah, in the bathroom, right? Like this is your space for your toothbrush and your makeup stuff, whatever, If you're a man, just adjust this for yourself, okay? And yeah, so that he really includes you completely there. No, whatever. Total word block here. That just came to my mind again. I'll just leave it now. Okay? So he really includes you in his living situation, in his life completely. That's where we see the change, the sense of togetherness between the two of you, because he really wants all or nothing, That's exactly how I see him here. He wants a big change. He really does. And he's going to work towards it because I already see the activity there. Like I said, in his mind, it's already active. Like I said, also these readings when you get back in contact, right? But still, we're talking about the collective here. Yes. And there's the change, meaning the opportunity he's taking, this working ahead, that he's preparing himself, that he's basically dealing with other people outside, the ones involved, Other people, yes, who may have always been troublemakers, things like that. Friends, family, no matter who it is. I see him kind of testing the waters in that area, carefully bringing up your name again, very cautiously, or bringing up memories from back then, things like that. And slowly approaching it again, just casually mentioning your name in conversation. Maybe it just fits the situation right now because he's really preparing everything here and he wants this stability, he wants this change. And one thing I can definitely tell you, whoever used to interfere back then, they won't have a chance anymore. Because the way things are now, with how firmly he's standing by you, it doesn't get any better than that. And he's going to let go of it, yes. Let me put it this way. At the beginning, in the connection between the two of you, I still sense a bit of a secret, So it's not like whoosh, everything is revealed right away. First, the stability between you two needs to be fully restored. That sense of togetherness. And then nothing will be able to come between you anymore. That much I can definitely tell you. But he will definitely keep working ahead again and again, So bit by bit, and then what starts out small will gradually become more and more. It's kind of like when you're building a house, right? Starting small own brick, then another and another. And then it gets higher and bigger and bigger. And in this case, he will experience disappointments, He will encounter resistance, yes. But he also won't let anything happen to you or won't let anything come between you anymore. He will definitely defend you. And yes, as I said, he'll keep bringing up your name here and there. Then also, maybe it's about something material, Maybe you once gave him something as a gift or something like that, and he still has it. Then maybe he has it with him that day, And it's kind of casual. If someone asks him about you afterwards, or that's just an example now because I see something material here that he kind of shows it off. Yeah, I got this from your name, that he naturally says, got it as a gift once, right? Or for example, if it's about food here or something, you're eating something different now, or rather he's eating something different, something you always like to eat. And then when someone asks, hey, why are you eating that? Yeah, so-and-so always like to eat it. So again, your name, right? I got it from her or from him. And yeah, things like that. Just as an example that he keeps bringing things like this up. So by doing this, he keeps mentioning your name and slowly approaches it step by step, but also consistently. And I think that's really beautiful here. We have this consistency included. So absolutely top notch, right? There's really no question about it. And yeah, as I said, it can happen that it's not immediately this wow, this 1000% transformation. We're not jumping from 0 to 1,000 here. With someone close to your heart, it's more like a multi-headed dragon that he still has to slay a bit, But he'll do it because he's really going to put in the effort. And so maybe at the beginning, you won't be included in everything right away, at every gathering. But he will also, or with invitations, he will cut back on them to spend time with you. And if he gets invited again, there will come a point where he says, okay, you're coming along, either with me or not at all. That's the only way he'll go, right? So from that perspective, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Yes, something old is ending, something new is beginning, right? Absolutely. So he really will end all of this here. And for him or her, it's a complete relief because nothing else is moving forward here. And that chapter will be closed. It's coming to an end. And so yes, as I previously mentioned, I truly do perceive him or her as being a little bit sad because at the very beginning, he doesn't really receive the proper recognition for all the diligent work and effort he is consistently putting in, But change is so in the end is really absolutely fantastic, right? This change that's being shown. So what else do we have? We have the book. Yes. This chapter is closing. The old one from the past is closing. So how perfectly does this all fit together right now? That is being closed, and yes, at first it's not quite ready to be announced. Okay. But it's coming because the chapter is closing, something old is ending, something new is beginning, the chapter is closing, a new chapter is opening. Yes, it's something unknown. Maybe right now he's still being silent at the beginning. As I said, we have the background activity and he's still very much closing himself off. But as I said, there is indeed something significant going on in the background that you might not readily notice. Take your time with him, the connection, and enjoy the whole thing because absolute stability is coming in between the two of you. So from that perspective, it's absolutely fantastic. And as I said, it's not quite ready to be announced yet, not quite there yet, but that's just for the beginning. And everything where you think nothing's happening is just stagnant, right? withdrawal and so on and so forth. No, there's actually a lot of movement. So you can really trust in that. What else do we have? The right time, as I said, the right time will be shown, and that time is now. And now you can already see the activity. So I really wouldn't worry about it at all. And then it's also like, okay, if we look at the timing, if I consider the time factor, yes, things are moving quite quickly. So it could be, something like 2 to 4. I'm leaning more towards 4 here, maybe, right? Up to, So once you're in contact, it could be 2 to 4 weeks, months. I wouldn't say 4, I'd say more like 2, right? If we look at months now from the overall picture in terms of timing, but there's a lot happening. And as I said, there's a lot of activity here, 2 to 4 days, weeks, up to months. If we're talking about months, I'd stick to the 2 factor, But you know yourself, Sand. I always say this. You control the timing yourself. You have that completely in your own hands. And I know you'll handle it brilliantly. So my dears, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.